Thanks for joining us. It's a great pleasure to share Health Matters on Channels Television with you. I am Mary Alale Yusuf. Almost 1/3 of our lives is spent in sleep. Good sleep is important for physical and mental health. It can also improve productivity and overall quality of life. Lifestyle and other factors have combined to cause increasing difficulties in sleeping, sometimes resulting in daytime sleepiness and poor quality of work. One of the major consequences of environmental noise is sleep disturbance. Now, sleep hygiene is a variety of practices and habits that are necessary to have good nighttime sleep and quality and full daytime alertness. My guest on the show today is a consultant psychiatrist and sleep expert at the Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba. That's Dr. Adefemi Adeoye. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Let my first question to you be this. Apart from sleep, apart from rest, is sleep good for any other thing?
Yes, that's a very good question. Well, sleep is very important in general health. It's very important in terms of getting us refreshed after having a full day at work, and in terms of memory development or enhancing of the memory, especially for growing age group, the children who are schooling and are involved academically. So good night's sleep has been shown to help.
Good for memory.
Yes.
So it's good for brain activity.
Exactly. So performance academically, it's very important, even in developing immunity to certain illnesses. So good night rest aid the body to develop good immunity to fight diseases. So function of sleep is more than just mere time spent in resting.
In recent times, I've seen a few articles saying that if anybody has more than 8 hours of nighttime sleep, it's bad for the heart. How true is this?
Well,
have you seen those articles?
Not really. So, but it's not likely to be true.
Okay.
The average recommended hours of sleep for the adult population is between 7 to 8 hours per night. Now, there's a variation. That's an average. There are people we call short sleeper and people we call long sleepers. So meaning that some people are definitely going to be having more than 8 hours of night sleep, and some have less than 7 to 8 hours.
And it's still within the normal range.
Exactly. However, the issue is what happens during the daytime when you don't want to sleep. Are you able to stay awake? So if you have adequate night sleep and you are still sleepy during the daytime, that causes for trouble. So there are sleep disorders called hypersomnia, meaning that you are sleeping excessively during daytime despite that adequate night sleep. Whereas
you've had enough night sleep and you're still tired during the day.
Exactly.
And you're falling asleep.
Yes.
But must it be at night that you do all your sleeping? You know, some people have some jobs or activities they do, and they want to do these activities into the night. Can they make up for this during the day, and will they still be normal? Will it be okay?
Well, that's what we talk about when we dealing with sleep hygiene generally. The sleep hygiene that we advocate, it's what aligns with nature.
Okay, so you have to follow the circadian rhythm.
Exactly. So there's a rhythm in the body that controls our wakefulness and our sleepiness.
Okay.
However, there are certain jobs that require you to work at night and then you have to sleep during the day. In as much as we recognize, especially in the medical field where you do shifts and all that. But the ideal is actually a night
you
sleep.
People go through that. How do you cope?
Well, we try to still, generally, we still emphasize the fact that despite the fact that you are probably doing a night shift at a particular time, because the night shift is not supposed to be indefinite. Once you return to normal shift, you still revert back to night sleep, because on the long run, it can actually affect your normal circadian rhythm.
Okay. Now, since you said average number of hours of sleep, 7 to 9, if a person has had, apart from that, the recommended hours of nighttime sleep, what else is involved? What other factors are involved in sleep hygiene? When we say sleep hygiene, what are we thinking of?
Yes, so sleep hygienes are the entire practices that we engage in order to preserve a good quality sleep.
Okay.
And a deviation from this has a possibility of leading to negative impact on our sleep eventually. So what are these practices? There are a set of do's and don'ts, roughly. But the first thing we want to emphasize is regularity of the time we go to bed and the time we wake up in the morning.
Just like taking your medication. After every 8 hours, you
Exactly.
take your tablet. So by so time, you should be in bed, that
Yes.
kind of thing.
So the reason for this is because our body learns a lot of the behaviors that we engage in. A lot of times when you get to behind the car to drive, you don't think about it because you've already learned it. It's almost automatic. So once your body gets used to a particular time is when I go to bed, a particular time is when I wake up, you see that at that particular time, every night, you are able to fall asleep easily.
Okay.
And so deviating from that particular regularity confuses the brain. And at a point, you disrupt the normal, we are still going back to the normal circadian rhythm, okay, or physiological rhythm in the body. So that's why we need to maintain a good regular bedtime and waking time, even at weekends, when people tend to